Don't be content with crap. This is Born Strategist, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about one particular thing that's pissing me off. Now, this is going to be a little off the cuff. This isn't going to be a normal commentary, because right now I am quite angry. But despite that anger, I'm not going to allow my emotions to control me. It's going to work along with my logical side, so I can get to the point and address some of the issues that need to be addressed. With that said, let's focus on Bungie and what they're planning on doing with the Taken King DLC when it releases in September. But before I do that, I want to point out that I'm not going to be discussing every little detail. I'm going to be discussing one particular thing that some of us have been aware of for some time, and that is the fact that they're going to be stripping away your legendary gear that you obtained in year one. Now, they're not going to be dismantling it for you, they're not going to be removing it from your inventory, but what they're going to do is they're going to make it obsolete. Okay, they're going to make it irrelevant. They're going to make it pointless to utilize in PvE environments. And I wouldn't put it past them to do it in multiplayer as well by enabling level advantages. Now, if you're not sure what that is, they've done it before. It's something that happens in every Iron Banner. They make note of it anytime it comes up on their site. And it's something that doesn't really come into play too often because they seem to normalize everything. But you never know, and I wouldn't put it past them to screw over the people that don't want to buy the Taken King DLC. But let's move on here. Now, the thing that really pisses me off more so than anything is that this basically takes away everything you've done over the past year. Essentially, everything that you've done has been for nothing. Remember that, because it's something that you should remember every time you buy a new expansion and you have to go through this, because they're going to do this year after year after year after year. Why? Because they want you to buy their new content. Now, if you're anything like me, then you've probably played through the House of Wolves and the Dark Below. And I had no desire to really play those. I didn't even pay for the DLC. I just got it for free, and I said, what the hell, I'll give it a shot, because the initial offering did not appease me. Okay? Granted, I'm a very picky person. Not everyone's the same way. With that said, there's no denying that there was a great deal of content missing from the initial product. And the reason for that was because they stripped it and they held it back to charge you for it later on. And there lies the issue. Now, these are, to say the least, questionable business practices, but this is something that Bungie's been known for since Destiny is released. Now, another thing that Bungie has been known for is overcharging you for said content. Now, because of that, I have a lot of things I'm going to get off my chest. And just in case you're new to the channel, or you haven't heard me talk about this stuff before, the one thing I can't stand is when you have someone that takes advantage of another fucking person. Okay? Now, this is a company that's taking advantage of ignorant consumers. Okay? Understand that if you cannot see past the hype, the trailers, and everything else they're feeding you, then you are ignorant. And don't take offense to my comments, because they're not meant to offend you. Okay? Not everyone knows everything. I don't know everything. But the thing is that everyone, at some point in time in their lives, is not going to know something. And they need to know. And that's why I'm here to tell you, right here, right now, that this whole game has been designed to keep you hooked, like cigarettes or drugs.
Yeah, no need to worry. I don't have an addictive personality.
Because they want you to continue to put money into it. But the thing that I have a problem with is when consumers pay way too much for their games. And as I said in multiple commentaries, you are paying more for less. Simply put, you're paying way too much money for way too little content.
That's crazy.
And there lies my issue with Bungie. Granted, I'm just one guy. They don't care what I think. They know that they're manipulating you. They know that they're taking advantage of you. And it's giving them everything that they want and they desire, which essentially is just money. And you have to understand that game companies such as this do need money to keep going. I understand that, okay? And that's not necessarily the problem, but when they start to take advantage and overcharge their consumers, then that is a problem, okay? Now, Bungie isn't the first company to, strip away content and sell it to you later on. Capcom's been known to do the same thing. But there's also other companies that do it that aren't as well known, such as the company that made Evolve, which is Turtle Rock Studios, okay? They're probably not as well known as someone like Bungie or BioWare, but nonetheless, they've done the exact same thing. Now, one of the things that I remember them saying was that if they sold the game for $60, they wouldn't make back the money that they put into it. And as a result, they had to overcharge people for DLC, which was, for the most part, aesthetic, aside from maybe like another monster or something like that. But the problem is that people were taking advantage of there as well. And this is a common trend now. And the more people that buy into it, the more likely it's going to happen. Because others see what happens, and they react to what happens. And they say, well, if this company can do it, why can't we do it? And it just isn't going to stop. But the fact is that everything you've done has been for nothing. Nothing. And I want you to get that through your heads, because they're going to do this, if they can get away with it, every single year to force you to buy the new content. Because they want to keep you hooked, and they want to keep you playing, because if you keep playing, you're going to keep buying.
Shut up and take my money!
Understand this. This isn't some, irrational hatred video, okay? I like Destiny, but I have a problem with Destiny and the company that created it, okay? Bungie, to say the least, is doing some very less than upstanding things to its consumers, and very few people are questioning them. And I'm here to tell you, right here, right now, I'm questioning them. But I'm only one man. I can only do so much. I can't fight this war for you, okay? I'm an advocate of consumer rights. Basically, I'm here to protect you from crooked corporations that will take advantage of you, okay? I'm not politically correct. I'm not corporately correct. I don't agree with what they do and when they take advantage of consumers. I'm against them, okay? But the problem is that Bungie and Activision are doing what is in the best interest of themselves rather than the gamers, the consumers, the community. And there lies the problem. Now, I want you to understand something, okay? They're not attempting to take away armor or weapons simply because they believe that it's breaking the multiplayer balance, the Crucible's balance. Because if they cared as much as they like to think that they care, then they would have fixed these issues in the Crucible a lot sooner than they have. They're doing this simply because they want you to buy their content, okay? Now, let's say you're, someone who re-rolled and got like the perfect variant of a pulse rifle, or maybe a perfect variant of the Felwinter's Lie. You got one with shot package or whatever the hell it is. Some of these great perks and these great weapons that have high impact and high range, okay? Well, they want to get rid of that because they feel as if there's no incentive for you to want to go ahead and buy the Taken King and get the new content. Because let's be honest, base stats alone, there really isn't much of a reason to get the new content. Okay, if you're a person that likes the Crucible as much as I do. But because of these level advantages that they're giving these weapons and this new set of armor, you're forced to buy it if you wish to play in the PvE environment. Now, if you're a person that likes PvP and you love playing the Crucible, I don't know how it's going to affect you. They haven't released details on that. But as I've said before, I wouldn't put it past Bungie to enable level advantages and to somehow make all those old weapons that you once had irrelevant. I wouldn't put it past them. But aside from all of this, there are some other issues that I'm having with them, which is every time an expansion has come out in the past, whether it be the Dark Below or the House of Wolves, they've reutilized assets far too many times to be acceptable. And the reason for that was because this content was initially supposed to be a part of the standard edition copy. This wasn't supposed to be something that you're supposed to pay for additionally. And by the way, when I talk about that, I'm talking about the Dark Below specifically, a lot of the stuff that they came out with in the House of Wolves may have initially been there, but the thing is that they just kind of tacked on, add some stuff just to make you feel as if you had something to do. And for those of you that say, well, if you don't like Destiny, don't play Destiny, that is, to say the least, a very, very lazy mindset. Okay, these are people that aren't going to be productive. These are people that are just biased, illogical, irrational fanboys that can't see behind their emotional bias to Bungie and their products. And there lies the problem. You're not helping anything. You're not being productive. Constructive criticism is the way that you change particular things that you don't like. If there's something that you don't like about a particular product or a particular anything, then the best thing you can do is to not support it or question it. Be an individual. Don't be a follower. Think for your fucking selves. If you don't like a particular thing on a particular product or a particular game or whatever it is, then question it and don't support it if they refuse to change it. With that said, what's your thoughts? What's your opinions? What do you believe? I'm interested to know. And until next time, thanks for watching. And for more objective reviews, strategy guides, commentaries, and more, stay tuned to this channel.